going on, guys? All right. We're back with another mountain bike product. This has been heavily requested that I do this video and just give you guys my take on the rope spokes. That's it. That's right. The Berd wheels right here. Bam. With the polycarbonate, polyurethane. Let's Google this. Okay, so I'm just going to read you guys what it says on the website, and then I'll tell you what I think. Says these are the Hawk 27s. The hoops are made by We Are One. The spokes and rims made entirely in North America. We Are One, located in British Columbia. Ideal for cross country and trail racing. The Hawk 27 combines lightweight and wheels combine lightweight and vibration damping Berd spokes with a 27 millimeter internal rim width. By the way, huge fan of the 27 rim width. We'll get into that. Only 18 millimeters deep, engineered for radial compliance, high lateral stiffness, combined with the vibration damping of our Berd spokes. Means more speed through rough terrain, less rider fatigue. Not sure I buy that one. It doesn't say what. So these are center lock hubs only. These are the Talon hubs. Basically, this is a redesigned DT, I would say, would be my guess. You can see there, Talon. DT, it feels like a DT 240 to me. With the center lock rotors, which I'm a huge fan of center lock. I don't like 6-bolt. Center lock is the shit. So they have these pretty rad, I'll show you guys these rad flanges. If you can see them there. So what it does is the spoke is able to hook onto these little flanges instead of having to drill out an I-9 to where they can get these spokes to go through there. I don't know the whole process, but there is some type of drilling involved or dremeling involved if you get these with the I-9 hubs. So that's why I kind of went with the Talon hubs. And it's a 48 tooth ratchet, so it sounds great. Plenty of engagement for me. I can't find Berd Polylite is what these spokes are called. Polylite polymer technology for the world's lightest spoke, saves 100 to 200 grams per wheel set. Okay, so that's what I was trying to get at of what they're called. Polylite spokes. They're kind of like a finger trap. You remember those little finger traps as a kid? You stick your finger in them, and then you pull on them, and then you can't get your finger out. I think that's kind of what's going on here. I don't know. Supposedly, they're stronger than aluminum. Yes and no. I did have a problem with one of the spokes, and we'll get into that. But I think these wheels are killer. 1,350 grams for this wheel set, front and rear. That's really, really, really light. I've never ridden a wheel set this light. Most of the wheel sets I've rode are in the 1,600 to 1,800 gram range. So a full pound lighter than probably the lightest wheel set. I've rode the NV M630, was probably the lightest before that, 1,700 grams. So maybe not quite a full pound, but pretty close. Very unique, very interesting feeling. You get a lot of acceleration, like they spin up super quick and you can get up to speed in literally an instant. And I love that about these wheels. I've been really happy with them, and I took them to Bellingham and I went through some gnarly terrain, and these things didn't even flinch, like not even at a true. I don't even have a ding on them. I just like few little, like I maybe have hit a rock here and there, like a little tiny scuff. But I mean, I've had carbon wheels that have looked way worse than these. I mean, these look pretty much brand new. One little rock scuff here. It's just a surface scuff, like can barely even feel it. Put about 500 miles on them, and really impressed with them. it's just such a unique wheel and such a unique design, and having such a lightweight wheel, like, call me crazy, but I almost think for me they're almost too light for going like downhill. I don't know if I'll keep them. I really like them, but I don't love them, which is kind of weird. Um, I mean, they're great. They're light. Like if I was riding an XC bike or even like a lightweight 110, 120 bike, 100%. Totally 100%. I wouldn't ride anything else. But for an enduro bike, I'm not, or like trail bike, I'm not totally sold. Um, and because I just think they're too light. They don't hold a line like. It's weird because they do hold a line very well. They're super precise and super sharp, but like I feel like they maybe get tinked around a little bit because they are so light. If that makes any sense, I don't know. I'm just kind of word vomiting what comes to mind when I'm talking about these and how I'm writing. And I've been going back and forth between my DT XM41 aluminum wheel set and these. And the XM DTs have a stranger sense of security going downhill. They just have a little bit more of a tracky feel. Not as precise to rider input as these, but they have more of a planted tracking. I don't know. Does that, if that makes any sense? They have more of a precise, not precise. They have more of a maybe more of a numb feel, if that makes sense. That I kind of like. Like these have a little bit of a pingy feel almost, and they say that these spokes vibration damping. I don't know if I totally buy that. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I will say the hands down best vibration damping riding stiffness wheel set that I've ever rode was the Evil Loopholes. I think the Fusion Fiber is a very instantly noticeable, unique feeling that tracks super well. They really dampen vibrations much more than these, in my opinion. Um, I think the Evil Loophole is probably the best wheel. Not the best, my favorite wheel I've ever rode. They have just such a unique energetic but dead feeling to them, which is I think what you kind of want in a wheel set. You want it to be lightweight and energetic, but you also want it to be not so energetic that it's just so stiff and getting tinged around, which those wheels were definitely stiff, but that fusion fiber has a very unique energy transfer compared to just like a standard carbon like these and then the Berd spokes. So um the one issue I did have with these, I pulled them out of my truck. I pulled my bike out of my truck, and it was a hot day. Just got up from a long drive, and I rested my bike up against. I put the tailgate up and just set my bike there and leaned it up against my truck. And the exhaust on my truck happened to be pretty close to one of the spokes. I didn't see this until later, but this is more or less what I'm assuming what happened. And I think the heat melted one of these spokes. I was looking down. I went back to my truck to just grab something. I went back up and started riding. I thought maybe I'd just broken one of the spokes. I looked down because I was like, God, my wheel's kind of wobbling. It was the back one. I'm looking down and it's got like a wobble in it. And then I look and I see one of the spokes has a spot right here and it's frayed. And talked to my mechanic Thomas. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, dude, you got DJ Melty on that. And I was like, what? He's like, dude, those things are melted. You put it up against your exhaust pipe. And when I look back, I do put my bike right next to the exhaust of my truck. So I'm 99% sure that's what happened. I just bought a new spoke from him. He put a new spoke on. Haven't had an issue since. Front hasn't had to be trued at all. It's perfectly trued. Now this thing has been good to go. So that was the one issue with these. If you pull them out of your truck, don't put them by. I've heard some people that have actually melted carbon by doing that, like the carbon hoop. So just be mindful of that. If you do have these wheels, keep them away from your exhaust pipe. But other than that, they have been literally a non-issue. I think these wheels are superb. It's mind-boggling how much like abuse this wheel could take at such a light weight at 1,350 grams. I mean, I'm not the most aggressive rider by any means, so don't take that as the Bible if you buy these and you're a bigger guy and you taco these things. Hey, this is just my experience. I've been pretty good on. I'm pretty good on wheels. I'm pretty precise rider. I'm not. Yeah, I'm a pretty precise rider. I don't just jump into rock gardens with reckless abandon and just pray that I make it out. Like, I'm pretty easy on my stuff. So take that for what it's worth. But I've only bent a couple wheels, aluminum wheels in my time, and never cracked a carbon ever. So these did just as well as or better than the rest of the wheels I've had. So the only thing I'm not sold on is just I feel like they're it's crazy to say, but they're too light. Like it almost you don't feel they get to accelerate. They accelerate quick, but when you're at rolling speed, I don't feel like they hold momentum as well. And me and a buddy did a little quick test, and we started at the top of a hill, and then we just both let our bikes go. My bike had over a pound lighter rotational weight with these wheels, DHF and a Recon at the time. He was running no carbon Noble wheels with the Conti tires on there. So he was running heavier tires, heavier wheels, so probably a pound to a pound and a half. And we just let our bikes just coast down. And he instantly pulled away. And like as we were like going downhill and building momentum, he was walking away from me. And you know, two different sets of tires, take whatever you want from this, but I don't think these carry the momentum of maybe a heavier wheel. I feel like the acceleration's good on like ups and downs and quick accelerate. Anything where you need to put the power down real quick, they're gonna get up to speed quicker. But like high speed rolling, I think they're the momentum. And I'm not a physicist or a physics expert, but I did notice he would pull down, and then once the hill started to go back the other way, I started to reel him in just a little bit towards the end, and I think that's where these wheels can get up to speed quicker once you're going up a hill. So down a hill, I feel like they roll kind of slower than a heavier wheel set, maybe, possibly, don't know. All I know is his bike was heavier than mine, and his walked away from mine. And just like a rolling resistance test where we both didn't pedal, we stayed neutral positions. I just thought that was very interesting. I meant to film it, didn't bring my GoPro, but I thought that would have been pretty cool to do. But yeah, no, these wheels are great. I've been really impressed with them. Really been a non-issue other than the exhaust. So, not my favorite wheel set I've ever rode. I really like them, and I think these wheels are great. Would be great for a lot of people. I do like the internal rim width on these. I actually like the 27 better than 30 mil internal. I only run 2.3 to 2.5 tires, mostly 2.4s. I think 27's perfect. Yeah, kind of wish my aluminum wheels were 27, but they don't make them. So, I don't know. But yeah, these wheels are killer. I absolutely loved them. Like I said, I think the evil loophole, that fusion fiber, is probably my favorite wheel on the market. But these are right up there. The WeAre1 hoops, very precise, very stiff, all those stupid cliche words. I mean, I don't know how else to say anything other than they're really darty and energetic. But they just don't quite have the vibration damping that I think people say they do. I don't know. I feel like they're not harsh, but I definitely get a lot of feedback compared to like my aluminum wheels, and more feedback than the fusion fiber loopholes. So, yeah, maybe some bold claims there. I agree with most of it, maybe not all of it, but yeah, cool. That's it. Berd Hawk 27s, absolute killer wheel set, especially if you're in the XC to like light trail duty stuff. I think these are as Probably as good or better than anything on the market. So there you have it. Till next time. Cheers.